Wow, Ken. Wow, give it up for this guy. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm talking about our theme for the month is Winds of Change. And, I want to go a little bit about, we have these leaves. Leaves are starting to change. You seen it out there? And I'm like, not yet, because then I know what comes after that. And you know that with this rain that we've gotten, especially up north, that if that would have been snow, we would have had, they would have had 12 to 15 feet of snow. And that's amazing. And things like this happen, and I start wondering, why did this happen? And then it kind of comes to me, there was somebody sitting in their room, decided to finally have an ultimate manifestation of faith. And so they're creating possibility, and they're going, wow, this drought has just got to end. So I'm envisioning the rivers full. And I'm envisioning rain, just gobs and gobs of rain, and then I release it and let it go. And then they go on and have a cheeseburger. And then look what happens, okay? Seriously, you're that powerful. And we don't think we are. We don't. And so when I was looking at this, talking about put my topic down, are you the leaf or the fan? I thought, well, no, it's actually more a leaf blower, because those really have a lot of velocity. And I wanted to go back first to why the leaves fall. Okay, the leaf falling off the tree is a mechanism for the tree to survive the winter. Because we see what happens when we have that early blossoming of the leaves, and then we get a late snow, and we get all these broken branches. So the tree knows, and it's divine knowing, that snow's coming, and a lot of it. And leaves, if they were to stay on the tree with those cold temperatures, the rain comes, freezes, and then when you have that additional weight, it breaks the tree. So in its divine letting go, and think about that, the tree's beautiful with its green foliage, and we love it. I love looking at them. And the tree, though, in its divine wisdom says, for me to go to my next stage, I need to let go. I need to let go of my beautiful foliage, because I'm in a different place. And so in our lives, that's called transition, change. Things happen. And if we try to let go more effectively, we'll be ready for those things that come to us. Okay? And when we try to hang on to the past, that prohibits us from being ready for the things that are filling our path. So anyway, let's put the first slide up there. So, are you the leaf or the leaf blower? Okay? Now, think about that. Some people are like, I don't want to be a leaf blower. Well, okay, you're going to see that we're going to use the representation of the leaves as those things that float around in our life that are just incidentals. Somebody hurt your feelings. Maybe, mom or dad wasn't the parent that we thought they should be. Maybe our kid said something. All this stuff, and then we get this judgment on ourselves. Okay? Now, if you go back to the first metaphor of the tree wanting to survive the changes that come, it has to let go. And it lets go knowing that the time will come where it will have new leaves. All right? And so for us, we need to first let go of those leaves, those things that no longer serve us. All right? Those are those little hidden things that we tell ourselves. You're not good enough. Not smart enough. You don't deserve it. Those kind of things paralyze your potential. And like the leaves on the tree, we need to let them go, because the places where we're going, the places where you're going, okay, have importance. We're up to a great work. That great work is to change the world and make it a better place. And some of you have heard me say, what if somebody wanted to throw a war someday and we all said, nah, I don't think so. We don't want to do that. How about if we just love those people instead? Let's send them some food, see what happens. Okay? And so we need to let go of the things of the past. So the blower then represents you living in your creative ability, your creative power. Does that make sense? So you're going to be able to move the leaves out of the way. But sometimes we get confused in that we think we're the leaf. We think we're our past. We think we're our body. We think we're our job. We think we're other people's opinions, when nothing could be further from the truth. You're a divine manifestation. Divine. Okay? Right here and right now. The very best that Source has to give as you, in you, through you, sitting in your chair. Now, you might believe that you're actually sitting in that chair. There's a whole other conversation about that. But what we're going to talk about here is that we need to make the distinction. The distinction between the leaf blower and the leaf. Because when you understand that it's in your hands and you have the ability to scoot those things out of the way, and I like that picture because everybody in the picture has got a leaf blower. Okay? Which is kind of how it is. You have that power. All right? So let's go to number one. So, the leaf blower is connected to its power. The leaf isn't. The leaf has let go. You know, Christ taught that, you know, I am the vine, okay? And we're the leaf. And we're connected to that vine. And that he was connected to Source. And then we're all connected. We're all that one. Okay? But the leaf, once it's let go of its source, and think about that. That's kind of when we get in trouble, is Source doesn't go anywhere. But we have the illusion that we've let go of Source, that we're no longer valid, that God's way over there and we're here, when nothing could be further from the truth. But the leaf now is laying there. I don't know about you, but I don't see leaves saying, I think I'm going to go over there. They don't. They're done. But that blower is connected to a power source. Whether it be an engine, a motor, electricity, it's connected to its power. And so that's our message for us. In that connection to power, to source, we can start moving things out of the way. Pretty simple. You're not the leaf. You are the leaf blower. You are connected. And you have the ability, the power to make changes. Let's go next one, Eric. So, this is what it looks like. You know, the guys are going to get this. Whoa, 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 yeah. That's how it feels. Okay? You know, okay, honestly. Who here has used the leaf blower? Raise your hand. And when you're doing that, doesn't it feel like, yeah? Okay? So how it looks and how it feels. You're living in your divine nature. Okay? So you can say, well, I'm just using creative source. I'm just using creative power. Or you can go, holy cow, I could move the universe. Starting with my life. Isn't that fun? Think about that. So you have that ability. That's what it looks like, but that's how it feels. Let's go to the next one, Eric. The blower is directed by intention. The leaf goes wherever the wind is blowing. I like this picture because that little girl just, and then they put these pictures on there, because they're like, holy cow, somebody's probably going to publish these on the internet, I'm going to be in trouble. So then they tried to hide it. Lesson number one, whatever goes on the internet is going to be there a really long time. And even though you try to clean it up, it's still going to be there. And I really do think that Dad did feel like that. Yeah. Go back to the previous picture. Okay? And so, the blower, though, is directed by intention, and that's what creative source does. Creative power requires your intention, requires your focus. You literally have to point it at what you want. Now, here's the funny thing. In life, our leaf blower doesn't turn off. Okay, so you can imagine that your leaf blower doesn't have an off switch. It's going all the time. So if you're going, well, I think I'm just going to do this, there is an effect happening over there. Okay, so your creative potential, your creative ability can't be turned off. So if you're thinking, well, okay, now I'm not really creating anything right now. Yeah, you are. Those little thoughts creep back. And those are habitual thoughts that we carry around since we're kids. Oh, you're such a bad little boy. Okay? That little thing, you pick it up and those start creeping back in. So the good news is you have all this power. The bad news is it doesn't turn off. So you have to own it. You're creating something every minute. So just like in blowing the leaves, you got to look and see where the leaves are going. Look for the evidence of what's going on. All right? And that will help you to see what your manifestations are. So what do? In meditation, step back and look at your life. Do I like what I'm painting or not? And then if not, then paint something different. Eric, let's go next one. Third, the blower can also attract with power. The leaf is attracted to other leaves. Okay? Now we can look at that. If we're living as the leaf, people that are in that sorrow, lack place, they have a tendency to glom onto other people that think the same way. Okay? But creative ability is also the law of attraction. So just like that leaf blower can blow things and clean things up, it can bring things to you. And it can bring things to you if you want to use it to vacuum up one leaf, or like this guy, there's another one of those moments, where he's going, look at me, I can vacuum up the world. I can attract. And see, that's a cool thing, is that with the law of attraction, you don't have to limit it. The limit is what you can comprehend. You get that? Okay? When I was a kid, we were poor. But we thought we were rich because we had food. I mean, I knew family members down in Mexico that slept on the dirt floor. And I was like, man, I got a bed, and I got a room, we got a yard, and life is good. And then it wasn't until later on where I started to realize, and to me, okay, this is what I want. I want to get a good little job where I can have a bed in a room, and because that was possibility. I couldn't imagine anything else. And then I had a friend named Clay. And we became friends in grade school. And when I was in high school, he invited me to his house. So I'm thinking, okay, Clay's house has got to be just like my house. And I didn't realize Clay's dad was a stockbroker. And so Clay's dad made a lot of money. And they actually lived in that house that I could see from my house that was 7 miles away. He lived in that house. And when I went into Clay's house, I'm like, holy cow, possibility. Wow, I didn't even realize that this was a possibility. Cool. And then they introduced me to the magic of the BLT. I'd never had a BLT in my life, So I'm like, wow, you got all this cool stuff, and then your mom makes you these sandwiches. This is amazing. New possibility. Holy cow. Erase everything else. Okay? But that's how it works. You can't create something until you can comprehend it, till you can actually conceive it. So a lot of times what happens is we keep creating what we had before because that's all we know. So if you want a new possibility, sometimes you got to get out there and see what it looks like. Do some reconnaissance. See what new possibilities. You want that new thing. And life isn't about things. I think things kind of can manifest or give an illustration of where we are in our consciousness. But if you want that friendship, you want those people, those things, get out there and experience it a little bit. So you have that, and you can say, I want to create more of that. Going back to my first story, the person probably sitting going, wow, Colorado's in a drought. I want the kind of weather that Hurricane Andrew brings. I want that. Because I recognize it. Well, look what happens, I'm not saying that is what happens, but that's distinctly possible. So let's go to the next one. The blower is only limited by imagination. The leaf has no imagination. The leaf is dead. Your past is dead. Let it go. Put it down. Blow it away. Get it in the trash bag and get it out of your life. Okay? But in using that blower, and I think I live next to that guy, Okay? Using the blower, you have imagination. What do you want to do with it? Okay? Do you want to use it to propel a boat? Maybe, you're sitting on this boat and it's blowing the wind behind you. Who knows? But it's only limited by your thought. And see, that's the thing, Jeshua the teacher, Jesus taught, as a man thinketh, so is he. You think you're small, you're going to be small. You think you're big, you're going to be big. And it has nothing to do with the size of things in this room. It has everything to do with your thought and your eternal concept of yourself. Okay? You've all come here because you feel love. And you've made a place to attract love. And in attracting love, you give more love. And so when we talk about what we're up to as a center, we're up to filling this planet with love. So if we're going to think small, we can say, well, we're just going to fill up this room. No, because you're going to get that healthy dose of hugs and love and laughter, and you're going to take it to your workplace. And then you start changing your workplace. And there's people out there looking for what we have. Okay? And it's not that we are the only ones that got it. It's, look what's shown up. It's always there. Look what we uncovered. And now we want to share that. Let's go to the next one. Being a leaf blower can be fun, but not as much for the leaf. Okay? Man is that they might have joy. Yeah, I stand corrected. There is something more annoying than the gas-powered leaf blower. I think that would be kind of cool, don't you? Seeing some guy with a bagpipe, and but hey, life is fun. We're meant to have joy. So if we're having a lot of sorrow in our life, create new possibility. Go into a new place. Now, here's the hard part. If we have lots of experience and lots of evidence of why we deserve sorrow and challenge and, things to be hard, that's what we keep attracting because we're holding that out there. That's what we're making space for. And we might think, I want to have those things everybody else has. What you're creating then is, I want to have those things everybody else does. But can you have those things as long as you're wanting those things? No, because you created, I want those things. So I want those things can't show up until you say, I am those things. Those things are mine right here, right now. I am a manifestation of the divine, and all the good that God is mine. Because it's just like a kid with a parent, mom and dad are all stars, and the kid's like, oh, I'll never be that. It's like, what are you talking about? You got the genetics for it right there. You just have to reach out for it. But you've been given the gift, and it's living into that. Okay? Number 6. Okay? Oh, I forgot this one. It's fun. So you have your leaf blower. You can use it to have fun. To help themselves de-stress, nurses at Donfort Hospital like to unleash leaf blowers on unsuspecting patients. I couldn't pass it up. Look at that guy's face. I mean, they're like, what? Laughter's good. Have joy. So let's go to the next one. Okay, the leaf blower is cause then, and the leaf is effect. All right, this guy, and there again, the metaphor here is, sometimes we think we're just blowing a leaf. But you don't realize you knock your whole house over. Okay? You're powerful. You are amazingly powerful. I want you to get that. If you come away from this session with just one thing, I want you to get that you're powerful. And you can use that power to be minimal, or you can use that power to be great. And greatness isn't measured by stuff. It's not measured by degrees or status or importance or height or anything. It's measured by what you got in your heart. Are you living as the God within you? Are you manifest? I'd like to give you a challenge, though. I want to challenge you to live in grace. And what is grace? Grace is living and seeing the world the way God does. Okay? I'm driving over here today, and usually when you're in a hurry, Source decides to send you a little lesson. And so I got behind the person who wanted to tour, apparently, the stripes in the road of Castle Rock, because they were very interested in making sure that they saw each one of them. And I'm thinking, really? Today? Why don't you focus on the raindrops? Maybe you want to count those. And then, so I'm driving behind this person, and I'm like, God, okay. And then Spirit shows up and says, really, Art? And I'm like, oh yeah, there's a reason for this. Let me get in this place. I got a little bit of time here to just center because, I'm working on these and I'm holding consciousness, taking myself way too serious. And so then I'm like, okay, I'm going to relax. And, this car in front of me might as well have had the Ice Cream Man music going. Because he's just like, and so I'm behind him. And then I'm like, okay, I'm living in spirit. I'm going to let go and let God and have love. No, why don't you just hurry up? This is a no passing zone. Like a gym down the back there where I can pass you. And then the thought hits me. What if that's one of the members of the center? Thank you. Because then it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go love everybody except for him. No, you got to love, and love with the intention. Okay? Cause and effect. Cause and effect. You have the leaf blower in your hand. You are cause. You're divinely linked, inseparably linked with cause. And everything else is effect. So examine the effects in your life. Examine them. How are they working for you? And then change them. All right? Let's go to number 7. The leaf blower is in the present. It's happening right now. The leaf is in the past. It's actually a manifestation of the past, right? And so I use this cartoon. Since we bought the leaf blower, I hardly ever see him. And he's got this big old pile. And I hope that that's you. I hope that you've gone, wow, I am the leaf blower, and holy cow, I got all this past. I'm going to blow all that junk into a pile and leave it behind and have my world all nice and clean. I'm not going to drag that stuff back, and you do have to address some of it, okay? If it's affecting you, and that's what spiritual mind treatment is. What we do is we uncover the false belief, and then we manifest and show you the truth, okay? And so you can say a lot of those leaves can be false belief, cluttering up your life. All right? And you got to physically blow those out of the way with that power that you have within you and enjoy your life. Now here's the thing we have a tendency to do though. We have a tendency to say, oh, my life is so good. I love my life. And I have some attachment to my leaves. Just get a little bag of them, shake them around here. And then we're going, oh, I got leaves in my life. Okay? And it becomes a vicious circle. You see, sometimes we do things that give us a payoff. They don't make sense, but we get something out of the deal. We get somebody going, oh, your life is so hard. You're always doing, oh, and you're going, yeah, wow, you must really be just so stalwart. And, oh, yeah, and I'm getting my payoff. Okay? Or it's like, oh, yeah, I'm hurt again. Yeah, I'm hurt. Oh, you poor thing. Yeah, well, it's okay. I'll overcome it again. Boy, you have such... Do you see? Can you see where there's that payoff there? And so when you get your leaves out of your life, let them go. Okay, let them go. And here's the cool thing about leaves and life is those leaves will go on to dissolve. And you see, life is this stuff that's everything. Okay, it's through, in, as everything. The quantum physicists are saying everything is everything. It's all made out of the same thing. And this is a manifestation of that because you get that leaf pile over there and you let it rot. It rains on it. You're not doing anything. You just let it go. Life comes up and says, okay, we'll clean it up. We're going to take it. We're going to recycle it. It's going to turn it into mulch, which will turn it into soil, which will turn it into what? Green new leaves and life again. See how cool that is? So you don't need to worry about your past. And let me see how my past is doing. Let go. Let life recycle it and give it, as you, through you, something more positive, something more energetic, something more loving. See how we change the world? See, we don't fill it up with leaves. We put them where they need to go. Let them turn to mulch. Let that negativity recycle and come out as something positive through us, as us, in us, with us as the center. Okay? So let's go. So, there again, take control and have fun. All right? She looks like she's having some fun there. See, it's not this guy just going, got power. Okay? It's her. And Having fun isn't limited to just having fun that way with the leaf blower. Remember I said use your imagination, so I'll go to the last picture. Okay? Or you could do that. I think he's flossing. Okay? Either that or he was getting flat and he's refilling himself up. Okay, so we can probably take that off there because if I try to pray with him up there, it ain't gonna work. So let's go into prayer.